looking forward to coming home, playing at home?
Yeah, it's always good to be back home. Road definitely hasn't been kind to us, but nothing. There's nothing guaranteed. You got to have the right mindset here, as well as we got to start having a better mindset away from here. But it's always good to be back in front of your fans and get back on your home court. But it doesn't. You still got to be focused in, and you got to play hard. And you got to execute. Doesn't guarantee you anything.
Travis, the stat sheet says you guys are a three-point shooting team. You lead the Big 12 in three-point shots.
Taken?
Yes. Are you okay with that? Do you have, outside of Phil, you comfortable with anybody shooting a three?
Yes, I am. I got great confidence in Hickey shooting it. Newberry's shown he can make it. Sean's shown he can make it. Jeffrey Carroll we know can make it. So, yeah, I have no problem with that. I'd like to start making a few more, but I have no problem with the threes we're taking right now. I only get concerned with, I don't really care, you guys, I don't where we shoot as long as it's a good shot. And I study every game pretty intensely, and we're taking good shots. We're not taking a lot of bad shots. We get forced late in the shot clock sometimes, taking some tough ones, but most of our threes have not been bad. They've been pretty good.
Like you said, you just like to see more go down.
I'd love to see a few more go down, absolutely. That fixes a lot of problems sometimes. See that ball go through the net, absolutely.
What impresses you about Baylor most?
Baylor, their rebounding obviously is very, very good. They're one of the top offensive rebounding teams. Their offensive rebounding is part of their offense. It's like any set play they run. They count on their offensive rebounding, something they rely on. And you combine their offensive rebounding with their very good three-point shooting team, and that's a pretty good combination. It really is when you can shoot threes and you can make it from all three guys as well as their subs coming in can make threes, and then you can rebound. It's a pretty good combination. So their zone's very good. They're a tough basketball team. They're impressive watching them on tape. They've been in every game, win or lose. They're right there. They've won some close ones. They've lost some close ones. They're right there, and they want you to play their style of basketball. It's going to be not the most up-tempo game in the world. They want you to play their style, and they try to dictate it with the zone they play a little bit. But no, they're impressive on tape. They got some weapons. They're a physical team, a tough team, but they let that offensive rebounding is something it gets them going, it excites them, and it's a dangerous weapon.
Cherry and Forte, between the two, they could light it up. They could.
Well, two good players, two guys that are playing well, two guys that can make shots, two guys that can score. Do it a little bit different ways, in that Cherry's their point guard. He's got the ball in his hands most of the time, whereas we get the ball into Phil's hands to make shots. A lot of Cherry's is off the dribble. Threes, pull-ups, the ball's in his hands a lot, but two guys that mean a lot to their team, definitely.
Not trying to get you off looking at the very next game, but I've come up with
Then don't do it.
But I've come up with a new question. I want points for for improvising.
Found
here.
a different way to rephrase it.
Yeah,
Okay.
after this week,
Same question,
week
just
as a whole.
rephrase it.
Well, no,
Okay.
it's not. It's a different question.
All right.
After this week, on Sunday, you'll be the midway point of the conference season. Is that a good time to take stock, or do you never take stock about where you're at and only look at the next one?
That is a good question. I'll give you credit. It took you a while. Probably thought about that all night long. And
2 days.
It's 2 days.
days.
Good. No, it
2
is.
days
No,
work.
you're exactly right. You are right in the fight. Right now, I'm not. But yes, I think you have to. Midway point, and 2 weeks from now, you better look at, yes, things are starting to shake out. And then that's when into, when you start having must-win games, if you need them, or if you've won 4 or 5 in a row, then they don't come as much win, maybe as much. But I think at midway point, you need to start paying attention. Right now, I'm not. So that's why, I think it's a good question. Right now, I'm not. I'm worried about Baylor and Baylor only, and that will never stop. But yeah, you got to start paying a little bit of attention after halfway point, kind of where you're at, what needs to be done.
So along with Baylor, both these games, considering you're at home, pretty important, because when you get to the stock point this weekend, the stock could be really good at 5-3.
Yeah, it could be if you're fortunate enough to get them. it can matter. But again, I'm not to the point now of even looking that far. We've been in both positions where we won a lot of games early some years, and there's some, we were talking about the other day, we started the league 3-6 my first year here and ended up winning 8 or 9 straight. Right now, yes, these are important games, no doubt about it. You're home, gets 2 teams that are in the top 25 right now, and will be obviously the rest of the week. You need to win them all. You need to win them all. If you don't, you got to move on. It's not the end of the day yet. That if you don't win them in February or so, and you got to have them, then it becomes the end of the day a little bit. But right now, I don't look at it in that terms other than that. We know they're big games. We know they're important games. We know they're against great teams. We get all that.
I appreciate you not criticizing my math
It's a great-
skills.
it's a great
5 and
issue.
3 is not 9 games halfway. I messed up my math, but I gave you
I
one
knew,
less
I knew
loss.
you.
so-
I knew you were off. I just
There
didn't
you
want to
go.
call it out.
Thanks.
I just didn't want to call you out in front of everybody. But it's a little slide.
Thanks.
Do you see Cobbins' confidence on offense growing? Or
Yeah, I do. I think the past week I liked how he played. It had been better than he had been in the last couple of weeks. So the energy's levels there. We're waiting for him to really hit his stride, and I think he's got it in him, and he will at some point. We need him as such an important piece, but I think the last 2 games have been 2 of his better games of the last couple of weeks.
How much does his development as a threat offensively help Forte and all he does kind of get a little more space if Cobbins is?
It's important. Cobbins, Newberry, Shine, Hickey. You pick any one of those. It's important that they start making a few shots and scoring the basketball, which they can. I probably need to let them play a little bit more, not minute-wise, but we need to probably open things up a little bit. That won't necessarily be against Baylor the way they play zone and everything, but we need to get other guys involved and put them in give them a little more confident situation to score the basketball. But yeah, Cobbins is one of those options, definitely.
How do you do that? How do you open things up for guys?
Maybe you don't run quite as many plays, and different things like that. Let them play a little bit more, get it up and down a little bit faster. Just try to speed it up a little bit on both ends. Use your defense to try to speed it up a little bit. Those are options where didn't necessarily apply to this game.
Because you give teams a decent amount of freedom, right?
I do. I've pulled the reins back a little bit on this team, and at times for certain reasons, but I might need to let go of them a little bit.
At take stock point. At Robert's take stock point.
It takes stock point. It's a good time.
That could come in.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
How could a good crowd, good energy benefit this team, these 2 home games this week?
It's so important. We're feeling it. We go to Kansas State, and all I'd been hearing is, they're not getting great crowd. We go in there, and it's ridiculously loud. It's just packed, and students everywhere on top of you. And it makes a difference. It is huge that we get great fan support and it gets loud. Cause that's one of the advantages we have in Gallagher-Iba is it's such an electric atmosphere when people are in here and it gets loud. So we need the students. It's to get in here. The fans, Stillwater. I know it's an 8 o'clock Tuesday night game, but man, hopefully the Stillwater people will come out and support, and people make the trip over from Oklahoma City, Tulsa, and different areas around Oklahoma. But students, we need the students to come out. Our team feeds off of it, just like every other place we go. They feed off of it, and we need to make this place hard to play in. And we've done that a lot this year. So we just need to keep doing it. We need it.